Greetings, family. This is Bomani Tamba, and welcome to our Africa for the Africans conference call for our upcoming schedules from 2025 to 2026. All right, so hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day. And this is our final call in general before we head out to our Ghana Journey of a Lifetime, May 24th to June 5th. So this conference call, I'm going to start with screen sharing to get right to the point. And the main thing I try to get into is just to let everyone know that this is the central place for all of our information. The Africa for the Africans website, africafortheafricans.org. Do have emails we send out, and we create other digital documentation and post on the group page on our WhatsApp. But altogether, it's all here with the exception of the social media pages where you'll find videos on Facebook and pictures, and then find videos on YouTube. As you scroll down past the music and the video slideshow, which represent just various photos with us from 2006 to 2025, that's shown us in all different environments across the African continent. And then MP3 music, you can always pause it or stop it. And it's just some nice vibes, nice energy to just enjoy the photos or just enjoy reading the documentation. All right, as you scroll down, it's a long list of main menu, but the main menu is comprised of all of the tour schedule. So instead of just having one thing that say tour, we just have them all laid out. So it goes from the furthest journey that we have, which is South Africa, November 2026, Kenya, October 2026, the next year Ghana journey, May 2026, Egypt, April 2026, and then Liberia, February 2026. And as we close out on our Ghana journey coming up, next journey, which will be our 39th journey, and that's Tanzania, November 2025. And then from there on, we flow into year 20, starting with the journeys in his 40th. So that'll be Liberia will be journey number 40. So I've spent the last 21 years traveling around the African continent, building the energy and learning about the roots, the culture, and building a foundation for our future in Ghana, which that's why that's the only tour that we really talk about repatriation and investment, because we've been going there so long, we've been able to just build an energy. All right, so let me go through some of these schedule. I'll come back to go through certain details on the schedule. But I always recommend that anyone that's traveling with us just take your time and click on the actual link. And then you'll see a full tour itinerary, a full tour overview. Itineraries will be day-to-day, which includes flight schedule. That way you're clear about the flow of the actual schedule, and you can plan according to make yourself to where you can work out your days before and your days after when you finish the journey. And also the day-to-day itinerary have the hotel links, and then just a general overview of all the things that we'll be doing for that day. And so the goal is always to follow that itinerary to a T, to where, especially since all of these are countries that we have been to, some more than others, but after the first or second journey, you kind of build a certain itinerary. So these represent the best of my experience in Africa and also some of our best itinerary. Also above the main menu, I'm going to be putting up the latest tour book, and all the tour books are right here. Once you click on the link, you see all the digital tour books where you can download them or use them as a flip book. The Black Star Pan-African Community is our vision for a future community in Ghana, which we have started the groundworks and been building our experience. And that's always showcased once we're in Ghana. We always visit the community and give people a vision of what we're looking to work on in the future. And then other supporting documents on the bottom of the main menu. In the middle of the page, the same thing. The links are there with prices for people who just want to see prices as soon as possible. And these are competitive prices to give you as much as we can give you or give you more for your investment on traveling and journeying with us. So at the top here, I have these are the list of airlines that we have for all of the countries. Most of the flights are on Delta and Kenya Airways. Then KLM and Air France are the other two. And then Ethiopian Airlines is if we decide to go to Ethiopia, but that is mainly for going to Liberia, which that's the best route I've found so far. Last time we traveled on Royal Air Maroc, and Royal Air Maroc is not bad, but their layovers in Casablanca is too long. Casablanca is a nice city, but I just want to touch down, 2, 3, 4 hour layover is fine, and then make our way to West Africa. And the future our journeys have, these doesn't have links. Ghana, April 1st to the 13th, 2027, just to give an idea of possible schedule. Tanzania, June 10th to the 21st. And then November is Zambia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe. So that itinerary I actually been working on and almost finished it. So as time go along, have that together. But these are just some of the best options I have. Unfortunately, I'm not one of the people that looking to make my way to all 54, 55 African nations. So my experience has been across 12 countries, six of them in West Africa, and that is Ghana, Togo, Benin, Liberia, the Gambia, and Senegal. And in Southern Africa, South Africa, and East Africa, Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Kenya. And in the northern part of Africa, Northeast Africa, Egypt, and Northwest Africa, Morocco. And those are some of our, best options to write schedules. Some of those schedules are not on here, but can only keep so many schedules. And it's right now it's time to just share the best of Africa. So some schedules were moved. All right, and as we scroll down, this always have a link here to this give info on the next conference call. So I have June 15th schedule. And usually once I put these dates up here, we follow them to a T to make ourselves available. And these are also the support and document links that's also on the main menu. So for the mobile view, the main menu will be separate, but what you see is everything in the middle. And then the social icons will be on the top, and there's no pictures or music. All right, so these are the same links also just right here, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok. But most of what I can share is on YouTube for videos, Facebook for pictures and videos, and Instagram for just mainly photos. And these are a bunch of social pages. I do my best to just post videos and post something on them, and they're just also for picking up in the search engine and just building an interest energy in these specific countries. And so this is a 38 group from 2006 to 2025. And these are some of our last journeys. I'm building that fresh schedule for Kenya. So that next journey, October 2026. I've updated that itinerary. It looks nice. There wasn't much to really change or adjust. And the same thing for South Africa. One or two things changed, but that is always a great experience. And in Egypt, complete new itinerary flow, same sites, just flow a little bit different to make it more laid back and easy because Egypt could wear you out. It's especially being out in the long day. So adjust the itinerary where flights are a little later and not as early, and a movement sequence is more flexible. And then that is our last Ghana journey. And that was us in the red t-shirts. This time around, we have the black, green, and gold, the Jamaican colors of the Ghana t-shirt. So we're people that just love to share the different colors. And this is another color right here. I never thought I'll be able to make a red, white, and blue t-shirt that looks so nice. But you know, you just have to coordinate the colors different ways. So that is Liberia, Morocco. So no more Morocco. Morocco is an incredible country. So things are not replaced because they're bad countries. Things are just more towards the roots and culture experience that we look to put together. And trying to spend more time in Liberia. So the little time that we spent in Morocco took away time for us to just have the journey spaced out in Liberia. And that's one of our famous, iconic group photos right there by the first president's statue. And South Africa again, this is a famous photo that was taken during the Soweto uprising. Yeah, so that's we make our way in South Africa, full Soweto tour, and learn about the history, the culture, and the movements of of Soweto. And on our way to Tanzania, this was our last Tanzania journey, and now we have a bigger journey, and one or two things has changed on the schedule, but that's always a nice schedule, especially when we get to Zanzibar. And as you scroll on down, all you see is just different countries and different schedules. And for the first 10 years, it was just like, one journey, maybe two in some cases. But from there on, 2017, the flow just grew. And then most of the journeys we have taken, believe it or not, was during the COVID-19 era. That's how bold and organized we are. All right, so family, let me scroll back up and share our YouTube page. So on the YouTube page, once you scroll down, as soon as you get there, what you'll see is the multiple playlists. So right in front of you, what you can see is the last few journeys we have taken. Some have more videos in these playlists than others, but they're in order of the flow of the journey. So it gives you an idea of well, one of the things it covers is all of the tour sites that we actually go to. So while I'm on a journey, I have a tour guide to this, connect with you and talk about the journey we're on, and I'm there just recording it and just sharing our experience and experiences for those who want to come in the future, but also for those who may never get a chance to, go to certain countries, and also share their experience with the people in the country, let them know that we're having a great time in their country. And we're just here to to show support and show love and enjoy an incredible experience. And so I used one of the colorful group photos to this show the difference of all the colors and all the journeys. But that's the brand that we have built, this Building Fresh experience to take you around the entire African continent. And as you look at this, East Africa, Southern Africa, North Africa, and West Africa, just the last three journeys alone, last four journeys alone. And if you add, Morocco in, that's literally just covering around the whole continent. So yeah, so those have been a vibrant experience, and anyone that just want to see the flow of it, they can even click on it and look at the thumbnails, and you see all the excitement and all the things that we do. If you scroll down some more, some of the older playlists and some of general playlists, and these are playlists of all the conference calls. I record them religiously, like consistently. So, and it's just to go over information and share. But the recordings are in this location, and everything is set to where anyone can access them. These are the last set of our videos at our Black Star community because we haven't been to Ghana in a while. So once we get there, we'll record new videos, and this is a playlist that just shows our growth and this us learning, the future of doing community development and just kind of building energy little by little. And some of my older classic playlists, and the oldest one is Egypt 2004, which is more like a long documentary, but this time, just broke everything up in clips. And so far, the 109 videos, cover our Egypt experience. And I see many things that I can shoot the way I want to shoot, and then find me the right tour guide so you can deliver, an epic presentation. Right, and this is a Instagram page. And and these are all pages, not only tour information, they're a mix of just other things on there, showing the tour experience with some shows, nightlife shows, this beautiful model photos of us posing in shirts and locations. Right now, the last project I worked on was just the Liberia marketing. So Liberia conference, Liberia flyer, PSA, and then tour promo, and then presentation based on the previous journeys. So that's kind of things that I digitally create um, and put out for each of the journeys. So this is the first one for 2026. And I'm gonna return, I'll work on the rest little by little as time get along and post them on other pages. And then Facebook. Facebook, you click on photos and click on albums, and these represent all the photo albums. Some have more photos than others, and the older ones have a lot of photos, but trying to just show, trying to limit the photos to share, trying to show the best of them. And then we also have the Google Photos. Once you get a newsletter, they usually have it for that specific tour. And those links are usually shared, shared on the current journey and then the future journey. So all of these are just laid out in pictures and videos, and these are just all of our galleries, years upon years. So when these networks came out, as soon as they came out, that's where we were doing business. So I jump on them at an early time. So that's why we show our whole history of just start to end, all the way back to 2006 and 2007. That's the Facebook and YouTube era. And this is TikTok. This is a little more colorful, but some of the similar in presentation, and so adventure stuff on there, jet skiing, camel ride, ATVs. So using a lot of social posts and beautiful nightlife pictures and videos. And then the newsletters, just try to put in all of the documentation in the newsletters and just show a history flow of, these are bigger, similar sized photos from the website, but another way to view some of the previous journeys. And so I just got it worked out in all the details. And as you scroll down, you just see previous journeys and links and updated information and for all of our schedule. So this is all of our schedule details. And once again, you click on the link and all the details are right there to review. And the social links also. So this is a classic newsletter that gets sent out via email. If you are not on the email list or haven't received any of these emails, you can always just text me or add yourself. When you go back to the main menu of the website, it will have a link that's a mailing list. And these are some of the topics over a period of time that we talk about and go over. All right, and more social links. And then these are small thumbnails of all of the group photos. And then social page. All right, so family, I'm gonna open things up, and if anyone wants me to talk about any of these tours specifically, let me know and I can answer any questions. All right, so greetings everybody who came in, and any specific questions that anyone have, please let me know. This is a general conference call based on all the schedules and all the things that we have and provide as far as Africa for the Africans tours. And I just finished going through the main details of the website and also the social pages where you can access any videos or any photos. As a matter of fact, Kwame, before you fall asleep, brother, maybe yeah, you've been traveling with me for a long time. Maybe you can share some of your experience um, from the early days, which was a long time ago. That was like 2011 July. Me, you, and Pepe. But you have to unmute yourself.
Okay, I'm just waking up. I'm just lingering around. But yeah, everybody, my name is Kwame Asante, formerly known at birth as name was Derek Word. I first started traveling with Bo Money. Well, matter of fact, I found Bo Money at the Malcolm X Fest, which is going on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday in Atlanta. I found him in 2010, I think it was. I attended a festival and he had a table set up, and I just began my journey of knowledge of self and studying African American African history. So my first thought was to take my first international trip. I was 28 at the time, and I saw Money's display set up. They had Africa on there for the Africans and tours to Ghana. And I walked up to the brother, and that was the beginning of my journey to the motherland and that quest to find out, to put the pieces back together of the history of the broken history between Africa and the Western, African American history in the Caribbean and South America. But about a few months later, I called him up and I actually put a deposit down. And that was the beginning of my journey to Ghana, which would end up being my first trip ever out of the country. And it was a 2 week long journey. And leading up to the journey, as you're doing right now, I actually went through that process monthly. And that was a very, very informative process that Money, the way he does things with his tours, by being so informative, teaching you how to apply for a passport, visa, how to pack your bags, just the simple little things like that helped me to prepare me to become a professional. I call myself an intermediate professional world traveler now. So I went on that tour with Money, and that was the beginning of the life changing experience that I would what I would begin on in that quest that to this very day is still going on to this very day in 2025. So that 2 week tour was the first time that I've been anywhere. So that was an amazing trip. Bomani was a very professional, very informative to the group, and he had everything set in stone for us once we hit the ground. And during that 2 weeks, we didn't have any hiccups. I felt like everything was just paved in gold. The way he had the whole system and how it was organized, and it was overall it was a tour of, I call it a cultural community, history, ancestral, all of that included. That's what Money gave us in that introduction tour that we took for 2 weeks that you guys are getting ready to go on. And that tour, 2 weeks tour, it felt like a lifetime. It was emotional, it was exciting, it was adventurous, and for me personally, it gave me an ideology of what we call, as you're taking the trip, is a Pan African based philosophy that his tours is based on. So that in itself introduced me to people and friends and that I did not know what I would make that I would make in the process. It's lifelong friends that I'm still in contact to this very day. So Ghana is a country that has very warm people and a very long history that's valued all throughout the country with a lot of different tribes, a lot of different diversity, language. It has everything all in one. So with that tour, Bomani introduced me to a vast exploration or experience to the continent, because Ghana is just a gateway into Africa, is that what they call it? But Africa is a vast place, and I've done total of three tours, but Money. I did 2011, 2015, and then up doing 2020 with Tanzania, which I didn't plan. But that's what made it great going to Tanzania. But as a trip to Ghana, is if it's your first time, you will be amazed on the process that Money, how he handles everything with his tours. There's a lot of different tour companies out there, but not like Money. I've met people through the years that have them, but it's just something about his to where it called me back to go to his when it came to traveling again. But he's able to, like I say, package his in a way of a cultural experience, and it's just not about money, but it's trying to get you to introduce you to another experience in life where you could just say, you know what, I'm ready to take a step to transform, go through this transformation, and doing business on the continent or living on the continent or investing, whatever you choose. He has packaged his tours in that format to get you to, where it can cater to whatever your needs might be or whatever category you choose to be in. So for me, in the last 13 years, that tour ignited and catapulted me to actually discovering my roots in Sierra Leone. I took a DNA test in 2021, and I was able to receive citizenship later that December based on DNA. I'm connected in Sierra Leone with the Limba tribe, but again, Money tour was the beginning starting point for that. If I did not go with Money, I don't think that I would have got to the point where I am to this very day. So, like I said again, Money, my testimony is the brother does an excellent job with tours. And I give them a 5-star rating, because it's been a life changing experience for me. It gave me purpose. It gave me purpose. It gave me great ideology, and it's an ideology of Pan Africanism and nationalism that most people, African Americans, are seeing that this is the route we need to go. And since we've been, everybody is now like going by the millions to the continent, and specifically Ghana. So during this time we've seen a total transformation of people's mindset and going to the continent. A big difference from 13 years ago, and I'm pretty sure Bo Money's from 2004 when he first started. It's a big difference to now. Now we have waves of people going over. So, like I said again, you'll get ready to go on a trip where you'll be more than pleased on what you experience and what you see and the vastness of Africa. And as soon as you get off the plane, you're going to feel that hospitality, because Ghana has a hospitality like no other place that I've been to. And you're going to really enjoy it. Just be open to it, and also realize, and Bo Money always say this, is that Africa is not America, and it's not trying to be. They're developing and redeveloping in their own way. So there's going to be certain things you might see, you compare it to the U.S., but try not to do that, because like, Africa is in its own, it's in its own lane, it's in its own growth and development, and its beauty in it all. If you see a little bit of poverty over here, or they have less than what we have, try not to judge them based on that, because again, we live in an empire or a superpower where we have access to abundance of things at all times. So we really haven't fallen short on that part. But other than that, you're gonna see some beautiful landscapes, beautiful people, very vibrant in culture. Just enjoy yourselves. It's a safe country, hospitable, like I say again, and it's very vast. As you ride around on the tour van and the bus, you probably going to fall asleep, because you're going to be on the move. You're going to be on the move constantly throughout the day, morning, as you get up throughout the day. So pace yourself, take it all in as much as possible. Get your rest when you're riding on the bus, and just pace yourself, and you'll have a great time, because while you're on the move like that, you can burn yourself out if you're moving too fast or doing too much. But just take it slow, take it all in. If you can possibly read the manual that he gives you, that is very important, so you could be up to brisk and up to par on what it's like there. And so you have an idea. So when you get the ground, you'll kind of be familiar with things, symbols, and history and things of that sort. But yeah, enjoy yourself. Like I said again, I've done 3 tours with Bo Money, and I'm highly pleased, and I wouldn't change it for the world, because that's where I'm at now. I'm in the process, like I said again, of repatriating, moving back to both Ghana and Sierra Leone, because I have both now. I can juggle both back and forth, because it's very affordable and on the continent in a lot of places, because of the dominance of the dollar. But yeah, I've had a great experience, and that's a testimony for me personally of 13 years of being with Bo Money on the tours, and also coming on calls like this, and also helping with the community, the grassroots community we building in Jahazi. That's one of our first projects as a group, and that's the new concept as well. But I'm part of that as well. So blessings be upon you guys, and safety and prayer, traveling prayers with you. And like I said again, you'll be well taken care of with the money and the team that he has on the ground, and the people and the culture and everything. You'll be a-okay. So just enjoy yourself. Prepare, the right way, pack like he's advised, and you'll have a marvelous time. So best of luck to you, and all blessings be with you.
All right, my brother Kwame Asante, man. Appreciate you, man. Much love, brother. Appreciate you journeying with us. And, we're both all learning the country together. So it's good that we were able to share experience and assist each other. But yes, man, the Ghana journeys were a great journey. But also remember, I have no idea why you joined us. It was Tanzania, November 2020. That was like
Yeah,
COVID-19 era that time. And
yeah,
so appreciate you trust us, because people always saying that you guys are crazy. You guys travel doing pandemics and a bunch of different things. So I'm one of the guys that doing a Ebola crisis, or whatever was going on. I was there in West Africa, and we're just always happy to, you know, always happy to just let people know that don't think too much about these things. That we're gonna cover everything, cover all protocols of preparation, and make sure you're clear on many things. But it's like, why let everyone else have all the fun while while we're hiding in our house? Other people are moving around and just enjoying the fruits of their labor, enjoying their life, and part of that is that connection to Africa. So always appreciate those who just make the sacrifice or make the jump to say, let's come to Africa, let's make the move, let's open up our minds. And you never know what that may bring. As you can see, we're building a community that And by the time you turn around, it could be this great city built with with us making a great contribution to Ghana and also putting ourselves in a place where we can just have what we need and just grow in an environment.
Right. Can I mention more and more thing, but money?
Sure.
If possible, you guys, and I know everybody's probably not on the call, but take value in the tour group you're going with, the members, the guests that you're with, and roommates that you might have, and value. Try to put a big emphasis on value, and it's in the importance of staying connected because you're gonna build these friendships just like in school you build relationships or you play sports or you're in a choir or whatever at church. When you're with this group, try to bond with the people and build because you'll look back in the future and say, man, I really enjoyed being around Jane Doe and John Doe. That's what I've done, and that's what this tour does. You're going through this life changing experience, touring in a country on a continent that many of our ancestors would dream of going and dream of a place that they did not know about. So you're there with these same descendants in a group. So be sure to stay in contact when you get back to the States from the tour, and it might be months before you talk, but just please try to reach out to one another and keep that relationships because each individual on those tours have valuable information and valuable resources and knowledge they continue to pass on to you on this journey and quest if you continue to pursue it when you get back. So just stay in contact. Don't lose those bonds because I stay in contact with people from 2011. Still to this day about money, people on the ground and people back in the States. So try to keep those bonds once you get back. So I
Yes, brother. It's definitely a introduction that helps. So tell people you don't have to travel with me all the time, but if you want to, you're always more than welcome. But when you're trying to make your own independent moves, at least you have people in a country that you've visited, that you've been able to get connected. And us, we're only going to deal with the right people, and then those who are not, they get replaced. So you can always even just reach back out and whoever we have on the ground, we just get you connected. So it's something that we want to see grow, and then the more of us are living in different countries, the more of us can leverage the energy and make it even more successful for people to just make the move. And that's why I got that business and investment conference coming up. That is going to be an excellent introduction also. So I'm trying to remember, we probably had a light one when you first traveled, but they've gotten better over the years. So we have all the right people in place where anyone want to make a move, they have more people that they can work with. And the good thing about it is it's people that you can keep accountable to, because that's the issue that you have. You run into strangers and they notice, and people play games. But yes, Kwame Asante, does anybody have any questions for my good brother Kwame Asante? Since you have shared his experience, or does anyone want to share the experience or share any valuable information as far as traveling to Africa in general? Yes, Dwayne, Dwayne, I can see you, man. I see you, brother. I see you, man. Hey,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
great. Yeah,
say
yeah. Go ahead,
I
Bomani.
want to say you're a man of your words, man. I remember when we left South Africa, you said, "Yeah, Bomani, I want to connect with you in Ghana." And, sometimes that may be true, or may not be true, but because life we live. But you call me and say, "Hey, I want to join this Ghana journey." So appreciate you just coming through. And as much as you love South Africa, Ghana is kind of this why I've been there 20. This will be our 25th time. So looking forward to us socializing, and thank you also for staying back. It's my good sister Monica birthday, so you'll be a part of the additional birthday celebration.
Her birthday and my birthday is around the same time. So
Here we go. So we have a whole bunch of people having birthday parties for. So if you see us
yeah,
having a pool party or a birthday party, just come on and enjoy the festivity. But yeah, we
yeah,
definitely got you, brother.
yeah. Also, I wanted to say and thank you, Kwame, for your sharing your details of traveling to Ghana and just your personal journey. I heard you mention Sierra Leone. I actually have Sierra Leone citizenship and a connection to Sierra Leone as well. So is he still on, Kwame?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
he's on. You can
yeah.
hear you.
Yes, yes. So I was just curious. Have you done the ancestry to connect with Sierra Leone as well?
Yeah, I took the African ancestry, the company African Ancestry. I took that test on the maternal side, and my results came back to Limba tribe, Limba, in Sierra Leone, which of course you heard of that since you're the tribe part of
Yeah,
it. And I
yeah,
went
and
on,
yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I went on tour with African Ancestry, the DNA company, for the December 2022 company, and we was accompanied by Dynast. Dynast, I'm pretty sure you know
Yeah,
Dynast.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, I done that. Yes, yeah,
Oh no, that's great to hear, brother. Yeah. So so I technically I received my citizenship. I'm Timothy.
yeah.
So my maternal lineage actually has a connection between uh, Timony, the crew of Liberia, and also Mandingo, which you can also find in Sierra Leone. Um, so back in 2019, I was with a group, a smaller group, but we received citizenship back then, but we weren't able to retrieve our passports until 2021. So I was a part of the 2021 group that actually received their passports, and it's definitely a beautiful journey to matter of fact 2021. I think that's why I've seen Dynasty out there, and everyone was there. But it was it's definitely a beautiful journey. I'm glad that you were connected to Sierra Leone as well, and getting gaining that citizenship and that the opportunity to be able to move back and forth. You know what I mean? So that's a
Yeah.
wonderful that's a wonderful thing, a wonderful experience.
It makes a big difference now that because I never thought I'd know this information because it's not me, it's my ancestry. It's them working through us. But I never thought in a million years that I'd know that information and be able to seek it because my family they come from Northwest Georgia and they're not conscious by any means. It's the environment you grow up in. So I broke the mold and I wanted to know this since a child, since a early teen, probably 10, 11 years old. I used to ask my parents where we're from. So that again, that's why I joined Bo Money on the tour because I was seeking that knowledge but to know a definite place now, it definitely changes it every day I wake up, it's changed now. Like the tours with more money, that's one thing. But you don't know as of yet, and then when you find out, and then you go to the country where you're from and that you connect with and you know your tribe, then that's a whole nother level of connection because you're really rooted in it, right? So Ghana again was an introduction. But knowing now where I'm from, and you when you know that, that's an unbelievable feeling. I just got back 2 months ago and stayed. I dropped by Ghana, flew into Ghana, and then I went over, stayed in Ghana for 4 days and touched base with people. But I flew over to Sierra Leone and stayed 2.5 weeks. Unbelievable feeling. So this is
Oh
new,
yeah, yeah,
and
absolutely.
it comes in stages. But I'm gonna keep growing with it and growing and letting it grow on me. But it's unbelievable, this whole journey. But knowing that information now, that's what's gonna make the trips for each one of you and others. Is that once you know, like it makes it even more awesome because now you're back with your tribe, you're back in the continent, and that's you're legally recognized at that, and so it's unreal. So you guys gonna get there. Everybody's gonna get there. That has it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely,
Mende
brother.
Time, I
Yeah.
saw everybody. Mende Time, I networked with everybody on the ground. It's just like being at home, like in the community growing up, but times 1,000. Like because being on the continent, that as we know, that's a permanent culture. It's not going anywhere. We grew up in what I call maroon camps in the Western Hemisphere, where these are temporary communities. That's not really permanent because they're not built on a stable foundation because we're surrounded by so much chaos and enemies and everything. But on the continent, you really can get a place where you're really at home and you can solidify and plant your feet on the ground to where you ain't got to have anxiety. You ain't got to have fear. You with your family, you're protected. Government, the soldiers, policemen, everybody's with you because you're the same people. So it's a totally different experience. But you guys are gonna see. Let it grow on you and let it experience. But yeah, we family. Mende, Tim May, everybody. That's all.
Oh
Molly
yeah.
is fire.
Well,
Molly is
they say
fire. Yeah,
one fan ball. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah.
yes sir, yes sir.
Yes, Kwame Sanzi, appreciate you once again. And before anybody have another question for Kwame, Dwayne, just wanted to see if you want to share some of your experience with us in South Africa. Some,
Yeah. So
and then also what you're looking forward to in Ghana.
again, this is I'm going to my second tour with Bomani. Of course, going to Ghana. I had a wonderful experience back in 2023 into 2024, going to South Africa. Um, I think more than anything, I think that the experience was great with the people who who was there on the tour with. I think the energy from everybody was wonderful. Just to experience certain things. We literally just had a wonderful time. Just a wonderful energy. And I don't know if we were able to do everything that we wanted to do. But because it was so much and packed in within those 10 days. But it was an absolute wonderful experience. Just uh, one of the great experiences was actually going to the Zulu village. Just seeing people in their natural customs and natural traditions. Um, I think again, going with my experience going to Ghana coming up, I know it's probably more of the, I know it's going to be more of the Pan African cultural experience, but
Exactly.
there was definitely things that you know that was amazing about South Africa. But for me, it was more so the energy and just everybody's vibes. And I think that's one of the most important things is when you do the tours, just the people you're connecting with. We were able to go to certain villages in South Africa and just engaging with the people. Was that school we went to, Bomani? Just Johannesburg, Soweto was beautiful. Cape Town was
Oh, yes,
beautiful.
the school in Soweto, the Winnie
Yeah,
Mandela Squatters Camp.
yes, yes, and just learn the information. Just even when we went to uh just learning the information as far as the jail that Winnie was locked up at. Just having going through that tour and just finding out her experiences there. And I always had a high appreciation for Winnie Mandela, but just when you understand what she went through, just one a great woman. I'm saying that's one of those revolutionaries that needs to be spoken of more. So but it was such a beautiful experience though. Just a great vibe, just a great energy, just things that even when we went to the restaurant where there was a sister there who was from I think she may have been from, was it, she might have been from Zambia, I believe, but she was painting, doing tribal painting on people's faces. I got my face, the tribal paint on my face. I just feel like like a warrior, true warrior. So, but it was a wonderful experience. So,
Yes, family. So about the experience, I appreciate you, brother. Looking forward to you having a grander experience there in Ghana. We have a nice big bus to take you around the country in luxury and style. And hopefully everybody bring lots of awake pills.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yes, always looking forward to magical experience. Family, line is open if anyone have any questions or if anyone want to share any information.
Oh, I
The
got one more, but
Sure,
money.
sure, guy.
For the ladies on here, women, Ghana is a Ghana is a feminine energy country. So women, the society, women pull the weight in the society. Not saying the men don't do anything, but it's a balance. But you'll notice is that the women, it's a feminine energy where everything is just mellow and peaceful, and women pull their weight in that nation. They all business owners, they're everywhere helping to balance the family. So you don't have to worry about when you go to one of these. I'm not gonna say because I haven't been but 3 African countries, but when you might think you're going into this patriarchal type environment, that's not the case in Ghana. And for the most part, I believe West Africa is mostly similar, but you're not going to run into this thing where it's oppressive and you're living like in the Middle East or Arabic world. When you're in West Africa, I think it's all over the continent, but you're gonna be surprised in Ghana how feminine energy it is and how everything is so mellow and the women are happy and at peace and all the good things like that. So I would say just be open to realizing that you don't have to have nothing to fear when it comes to oppression from the patriarchal or male side. That's not going to be the case in Ghana. So something to look forward to.
Yes, brother. Always appreciate your sharing. So, family, line is open. If you have any questions for Dwayne or Kwame, or if you want to share anything, go ahead, just unmute yourself. If not, Sister Kubi, you're up if you would like to share some of your wonderful experience. You seem to travel everywhere we go nowadays.
Good luck with that one. Mm, mm. There's so much to say about money, you know. It's a trip of a lifetime. Everybody that haven't gone, you need to go. I've been to 10 African countries, almost 11. And well, I've been going way back in the day before it was really popular. Around by 1980, I've traveled other countries and also 46 and counting, to be specific. And what else? Every continent except Australia and Antarctica. All the rest, been there, done that. All the Caribbean islands except about 5. And then Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Bali, Dubai about, and Abu Dhabi about 3 times. And I was back with Bomani, Egypt. First went there 2016, 2017, 2018. So 4 times. So I have a Nubian family there. Looking forward to going back when they go in April. I'll meet them there. I'll be there in March for a month. I came this past trip a week before they came when I was with my Nubian family. And Bomani tell you, that was an experience. He got the chance to meet a lot of them. So everybody going to Egypt. Well, you will have a treat because they're waiting for you.
Just remember, just say no.
But I love them. It's funny. It's funny. And everybody haven't gone to Ghana and stuff. Yeah, you have a trip. I got a lot of connections. I know people there for many, many years. I have contacts. I have working on some projects and everything. Togo is my place also. Ghana and Togo.
Lift your head up a little bit so we can see your face.
No, they'll see me when they see me. They won't forget me. And as far as Asante, he'll see me on one of the trips sooner or later. Sometimes in Georgia Peach also. Savannah, Gullah Geechee.
Oh, so you got that? You probably got that Sierra Leone connection too on that coastline. Yeah.
No, guess what I have? Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau.
That's
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what
Balanta. The
my friend
fighters.
my friend just took his, and he's a Fula Guinea-Bissau. He's from Atlanta,
Uh-huh.
and I got him to take the test, and so he's Guinea-Bissau as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so when I did mine, it was before it was popular. I did mine in 2008. And then I found out that Gina Page and Kittles. Kittles is one of my direct cousins. We haven't met yet, but I hope to basically meet him. So yeah, Savannah State, college, all that good stuff, but definitely a Gullah Geechee.
Okay, okay, Gullah Geechee. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up in New York for the time being, but
Okay.
we're trying to get our black set out of here too.
Oh yeah, everybody.
It's in process.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
I was down
But when
in
I go,
I was down in Charleston back
my family there too.
Charleston. I did a
Mhm.
tour of Charleston, and I passed through, but I never toured it. So I did that, and I bought a basket. I bought one of the
Oh yeah, so West the Weaver, of course. Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, I have family there too. Beaufort, where they have the Gullah Festival and all that good stuff. So our family all over the place.
Okay,
Charleston,
okay,
Beaufort, yeah. And I have one of my uncles had 22 children. But that's
okay.
another story there. But our family is really, really large on all sides. Yes. And like I said, for Ghana, they're in for a treat. They won't forget it. Any of the Bomani's trips. And like I said, Bomani, a lot of people have a lot of trips and stuff, but they don't focus a lot, on the Pan-Africanness and stuff like that. But Bomani has a variety. You get a lot for your buck. Not a bang. Very, very interesting. You won't forget it. And bringing everybody know how to bargain, bringing your bargain to us. Bargain. Talk the price. Never accept the first price. And that's one of the things Bomani will tell you I'm good in. A lot of times they say, "Sister, you trying to kill me?" And then my response is, "I have to kill you before you kill me." But then I'm a Scorpio like Bomani, so what can I say?
Wow.
Yeah. So, I've been to
Yeah.
Ghana so many times, but traveling with Bomani overall, it's been 4 times. Yeah. And like you said, when we first met, I told him that he inherited me for life.
Hmm.
Yeah. And he'll tell you, so far that's been true.
Do you
Well,
see?
appreciate you, Kubi. Always a great energy and a great company, and appreciate you sharing all the valuable information.
Kwame has a question he's trying to
Yeah.
ask me.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that you say you're getting out of here. Do you hear a lot of people around the area you in New York? Do you hear a lot of people saying they want to get out? Is that spirit there as well? That they
Not
looking for this?
really.
Not
Not
really.
really. Some people think this is the place, and the whole world revolves around this place.
Whew.
And they say, but at least they know how it is here. A lot of them, some are interested, some are interested as far as visiting, some forget it. And like I try to tell everybody, it's about having options. Don't be tied to one place. You can have more than one passport. You can have more than one citizenship. I mean, you think a lot of them think just the place. And a lot of them are not open to it. And it's so sad. We in 2025, and they still have that mentality. And I've showed like pictures throughout the years and stuff, and people will say, "Oh, just Jamaica, this Puerto Rico." They put it every place for that. And the ones that will travel, the first thing they do, it'll be like Europe and stuff. They come back. The ones, a lot of them are afraid. That's another thing. They have so much faith, but they're afraid. I know people are afraid to go on cruise ships, planes, and everything. And I can really say the most fearful people I've ever met in my life now, when I said I've traveled a lot of places, have been quote unquote New Yorkers. I can't understand that. The people
Hmm.
getting shot in the head. This one little girl just got shot in the head. They had a fight in one of the schools. This girl was on her scooter minding her business, trying to leave, got shot in the head. They just had the funeral. And so all this stuff that always happening up here, they think that they're just so safe here, and this place is, pie in the sky. Then you
Right.
have others, like others, they say, well, if something jumped down, I'm going down south. You know, but it's a lot of fear. People that have a lot of so-called faith, they have a lot of fear.
They're
It's
in
really
that box.
strange.
Yeah, they're in that box like everybody's in that box, and in all the places everybody lives. They're in a little matrix. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they said at least they know what's going on now. They know what's here, but it's like the unknown. And then you tell them, you says, even in Egypt, Bomani would tell you he had a lot of people supposed to been going, and then all of a sudden, they were afraid. Well, they said all this stuff going on because Israel's not so far, and blah 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 blah. Bomani and everybody else with us would tell you, not just Egypt, but I'm saying Egypt since that's the last trip I was in with Bomani. That was the safest place, like I don't know what. And you could go through any of the side streets, anywhere. But Monty, he was coming off the ship and stuff. He saw me and one of the young ladies with us. We were on a carriage ride. He ended up going to stuff with us. I mean, we were all over the place. And it's the
Mhm.
same thing as far as Ghana and stuff. I'm all over the place because yeah, I'm all over the place. And like Bomani said, most people go on a tour and that's it. Some people go and they may stay an extra few days or something like that. Well, Bomani know I got it like that. So I'm there months. So I don't have a time limit. And like I said, I've been connected for many, many, many years on different levels and stuff. So, I come, and give some encouragement to other folks and stuff. Like I said before, I have several projects that's going on, in the making, things are doing, going on and stuff like that for that move because unlike a lot of people that, jump up, they leave, they don't have any kind of plans or whatever, they go places less than a year, they broke, blah, blah, blah. No, I have to be correct. All the T's across the I's, and I tell people like Bomani said, people glamorize stuff. Some people, were cheated, blah, blah, blah. You have to do your due diligence, get to know people. Some people just go ahead and meet somebody one time, that's it. They get gypped. Bomani, no, we don't have to call any names and stuff. Get gypped back, big time. But,
Right.
it's about relationships, getting, meet people, know people, and like I said, I have a lot of pluses in my favor, you know a lot of pluses in my. I don't have to go into detail, but I know. But I got a lot of pluses in my favor and stuff. And then one of the best things is working with, the right people. People say crooks is crooks here.
Right.
This country was founded by crooks. So
Mhm.
it's good, when you get that person or persons that really got us going on, that really mean you well and stuff. I mean, tell you, you can move mountains. I'm one of the persons that's living proof for that. The different things that could be done, whether it's Ghana or whatever, but I'm gonna say Ghana in particular. You can get a lot of things done, whether it comes to like the lands, or whatever, whether working with a partner, with a business, so many things could get done the right way.
Yes, sir, cool. We appreciate you for all the valuable information. Family, does anyone have any questions for Kubi?
I have a question in regards to the folks that have visited Ghana. Were there any moments during the trip that felt deeply spiritual or personal for you that you can share?
Oh, of course. When you let me see. Oh yeah, of course. The moment you're gonna go through that constantly, because as soon as you hit the ground,
Yeah.
you're gonna feel that spiritual connection, but being by the equator, the climate and the people. Like I said again, you're gonna be greeted by a spiritual energy that you have not felt before in your life. So first and foremost, yes, as soon as you land. The next thing, when you go to the Elmina and Cape Coast enslavement dungeons, the
Hmm.
door of no return, you're definitely going to
Hmm.
feel it there, because on Money Trip, you're going to have a whole, I call it a ritual, that you're going to go through, libations and paying homage and remembrance ceremony. That in itself probably is going to bring you to tears. You're going to feel something. Um, and so yeah, and then you're gonna go through all the different sites you go through. You're
Yes.
gonna feel something in each and every
Yeah.
one of them. Yes. So you're gonna have to experience spirituality. You're gonna experience remembrance, because it's gonna be
Yeah.
things in your DNA that's gonna awaken, and
Hmm.
they're gonna feel things, and it's gonna alert you. So yeah, of
Yeah.
course, that's gonna be every day. Yeah, every day.
Also, once you get there, you're gonna see all your relatives, your cousins, your aunts, grandpa. It's like you never left. It's like you were there all the time.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
far as what do you say with the emotional stuff, everybody's different and stuff. Some people are passed out, some people fall to the ground, kneel to the ground, kiss the ground, you name it. It's an individual thing. But like I said, it's like you've never been there before. You can see all your family. And it's like, you being at home, you don't know the language, but even though you don't know the language or languages, you still fit in. It's again like you never left. And even if you see somebody have like an argument, a disagreement, you can say, "Oh, just like Pookie and Ray Ray," but the people that are having the guns and doing the stupid junk, shooting up people. You stepped on my shoe, bang. All that nonsense, all that, like I say, less than ghetto mess. You don't find that food. But I've seen people getting in arguments, whether it was two ladies at the marketplaces or husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. And the thing is, it's funny. I said, I just left this there, but they did it in a civilized way. I've seen that when I was in Haiti also. So everywhere I've seen it, and I said, you know what, African people, we're the same every everywhere, but they're not doing the killing and that foolishness like that. You're not hearing the
Right.
gun shooting off and all that. I
They're
mean, we have
not they're,
peace.
they're not dehumanized. They haven't been
Thank you.
dehumanized like we have in
Right,
America, and made violent and self-hate, like that was instituted on the plantations and throughout history, and locked away in jails and prisons and police like that. So you're gonna see Black people, African people, in their original state of being, something that you never
right,
felt or seen before. That's what you're gonna see, and that's
right.
gonna be spiritual.
Right. You shaking with you shaking hands with the police. You're laughing. You're not driving or walking by being Black, anything like that. You don't even have to think about that. Like I said, you don't even have to think, for that matter, you don't have to think you're Black, because every face you practically see is Black. And I, like, as a child, I never believed the Tarzan and all that foolishness. And as a child, like my brother from Georgia said, I'm saying, if Africa's so bad, why they go? And I used to say, as a little kid, I said, that'll be the first place. I didn't care which country. I claimed the whole continent. I said I was gonna go. I said, when I got older, one way or the other, I'm gonna go. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go there. And when I went the first time, first thing people were saying, Black, white, whatever, why you wanna go there? They may kill you. They may
Mhm.
eat you. All that stuff there. I said, if I stay here, you may do the same thing. What are you talking about? I'd rather take my chances. I'm a risk taker. I'd rather take my chances.
Mhm.
And that's what I did. And I've been going ever since. So now they said, well, she's crazy. Good. Crazy, taking me to a lot of places that they have never even heard of.
Mhm.
Somebody was mentioning before, I think, Dorothy, about Burkina Faso. Until recent time, most people don't even know anything about Burkina Faso, never even heard it, ever. But I
Mhm.
did, because I was always an activist. Kwame Ture Stokely Carmichael was a friend of mine. Peter Tosh was a friend of mine. And graduating from two HBCUs, when African Liberation Day was really, really popular before they changed the name and stuff, we used to go up to Howard University every year. They would perform. You
Yeah.
had brothers from Palestine. They used to, come. You had brothers from South Africa, because don't forget, apartheid and everything was still, going on and stuff. So I was an activist. So a lot of things, and then I always read, and I love, history and geography, the real stuff in African history. So for the most part, I know overall more of a wealth of African history than I know of European American history. Even though I know a lot of stuff, my focus as a child has always been Africa, and African people, regardless of where we are. That's why I was in Brazil, so I knew about what happened. But I was in Portugal, for that matter, and Spain, and we just came back from Portugal in September. You know, I was in Spain when Muhammad Ali died, and Portugal then. So history and stuff like that, and stuff I've always retained, you know, especially when coming to African people. So
You can see it from a whole perspective, and that history puts it
holistic.
all together. You can see it from
That's
both
right.
ends.
And the real stuff. That's right. That's the real stuff. Yeah. The real stuff. You know. So
Hey, LeVay, if you can, if somebody in the group or LeVay, you mentioned the spirituality, if possible, if you can, or anyone else, this is something I just done on my trip to Sierra Leone and Ghana. I took a blood pressure. You know how you can take your blood pressure machine? Take one of those, if somebody can pack one of those, and see the difference of your blood pressure when you're on the continent versus when
yes,
you're in the
right.
States.
And what you eat too, the food.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say KFC, but I'm gonna throw that out. KFC is all over Ghana, better than the US KFC.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever get it. All the food, your fruits, everything is natural. Coconuts falling out the tree, and prices, you get more for your money. Real
Mm-hmm.
prices, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's
All right.
coconut, whether your papaya, your mango, any of your fruits and stuff. You have a
Mm-hmm.
different, it's like your body's always being cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your vegetables,
Factually,
all your stuff,
uh,
moringa.
factually speaking, I'm glad you talk about the blood pressure machine because I packed mine in my suitcase this morning.
That's
I
it.
said I was going to take it with me. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
it.
you know. So yeah, so you know, I'm gonna see if what you're saying is
Yeah.
true. You know, the difference reading with the blood pressure here
Yes.
and there. I'm
Oh
gonna see it because I put mine inside it because I check my blood pressure every day, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that natural environment, of course, it just and you sound like you're from the Caribbeans, but so you've been in your natural habitat, but in America, this place runs up the blood pressure,
That's
because
all
all the
right.
elements around, and it could be ambulances, it could be the traffic, it could be the
Non-stop.
pollution, the food. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just when I took my blood pressure there, it's the first time that I've taken my blood pressure. It was 116 one morning, 116 over 76.
Yeah.
Here it's always borderline 138, 140 over
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
80. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's because I'm able to sleep without anxiety. I don't have to
Thank
worry
you.
about looking over my shoulders. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
that's what you call health as well. That's the
Yeah.
real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sleeping
I
like
took
you're
my
supposed to. You're gonna sleep full hours, and you're gonna feel so rested. So again,
yeah.
blood pressure machine, you'll see the difference. Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
And you probably look, another thing is that for the ones that's taking your first trip, once you're touring, you're gonna have an epiphany. You're gonna say to yourself probably, I've been deprived of true freedom. I know I
Yeah.
said that. Like, you're
Yeah.
really gonna realize going to the continent what you really have been deprived of in the States, or this part of the world in general. So remember that is that it's a good thing too, because you can always make up for it. But it'll definitely show you what you're missing out on, and what you have missed out on, and what you perhaps can re-implement into your life that you're missing, even when you're in this part of the world. It'll help you to recapture some things like that.
Yeah.
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 Yes, appreciate brother sharing the wealth of knowledge. Family, the line is still open for anyone who have any questions or would like to share any information or have questions for someone else. All right, so on that note, the last screen share I have is, since we did a few private Ghana tour conference call, this is our Tanzania schedule. So once you click on the link, tour overview open up, but I'm gonna just talk about some of the things on the day-to-day itinerary. That is set. There we go. All right, and before I talk about anything in reference to this Tanzania schedule, which I'm going to go through and then close out, does anybody have any questions at all about any tour or any things that we're doing? Since this is a general conference call for all the schedules that we have right here on the main menu. All right, so our next journey after our Ghana journey is Tanzania, November 20th to December 1st, 2025. And this is a full journey. Right, so let me go through this. So day one, Thursday, November 20th. It's not a direct departure from Atlanta. So if you're from whatever state you are, my goal is to get you a flight on Delta Airlines to connect you to Amsterdam. So in our case here in Atlanta, flight leave from Atlanta to Amsterdam. And so I'll plan the schedule based on everyone's departure city. So that will be on Delta Airlines, and then once we get to Amsterdam, we'll fly on KLM. So Delta Airlines and KLM are partners. So once you check your bags, you will receive your bag at our final destination in Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. All right, day two, Friday, November 21st, Amsterdam to Kilimanjaro. So we'll all do a meet and greet at 8 o'clock, and then at 10 o'clock, we all depart on the same flight and make our way to Kilimanjaro. And once we get to the airport, we'll just try to just proceed to immigration. So anyone that's traveling with me, we'll do the visas ahead of time, usually about 2-3 months before we travel. The visas are basically digital visas or online visas. So it's a process. Once you follow the information I sent you via email, you just be able to fill it out and submit your digital passport, your passport style photos, and also your flight itinerary, which I'll provide for you. So that's not bad. That's one of the simpler visa process, but the visa is also $100. And that is for multiple entry, which is good for 1 year, and there's no single entry option. And so once we proceed to immigration and we get our bags, always recommend this before we leave the airport, just get some cash, whether it's $200, and then we'll do our best to get you to the Forex Bureau the next day. But if you want to have some cash available, that's the quickest, best way to get it. And the exchange rate is not that much different. So I try not to pay attention to it too much because it's not that much different when you add it all up. But after a while, you'll see your options for the best exchange rate if you're paying attention to the slips that they give you. And so once we have our bus packed, we'll take a 1 hour ride to Arusha. Right? And we're gonna overnight at this beautiful hotel called Kibo Palace. So out of all of my experience there in Arusha, this was one of our best experience. I did take our groups to different hotels, and because at this point it was all about just experiencing different parts of Arusha. So you have to just make your way around to different hotels. So all of them was great experience, but this was one of the best experience. I put you right in the heart of where you need to be, and then your movements are a lot smoother, and also give you access to somewhere that has all night dining and just great outside environment. And so the links are provided for anyone who wants to check out the hotels. And once again, everything that we have on this floor itinerary, I've done it a few times. So we have a nice schedule flow. All right, so the first day of tour, what we have is set up is Saturday. We're gonna visit the Arusha Declaration Museum and the Arusha Natural Museum. So being at the hotel, we have a quick ride, so we're in no rush, but we leave out at 9 o'clock. We'll be able to go to both museums and then also break for lunch. And then once we break for lunch, we can go to the Maasai market. That way, if anyone needs to spend a good amount of time shopping without us having to come get you for us to leave, you have a good amount of time. And for those who don't want to shop and you just want to relax a little bit, you can just enjoy your relaxation on the bus, and we can socialize and take some pictures or do anything that you need to do. But this is one of the best locations that we have on this all schedules. It's an incredible market. Usually I have to go hunt people down.
Yes.
Go ahead, Kubi. You have a lot to share. You're infamous for us having to go find you.
Yes, I'm a shopper. Yes. Oh, Mr.
So
Bomani,
you appreciate the Messiah market, so you was able to get a whole lot of different things.
I love it. You were looking for me several times. I think about 3 times.
You know, this extended time, but it worked out good because we was able to take it, go to both museums and have lunch. So by that time,
Museums are
those who
excellent,
didn't want to
excellent.
shop around, they can relax.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yeah, so we're doing the same schedule again. So hopefully I don't have to come get you, but when it's time, we do have to leave sooner or later. So usually
Later sounds better.
we can do 3 hours max. So hopefully
Okay.
everybody's finished up within 2 hours.
Okay. 3 sounds good. Okay.
No, I mean two is ideal so you can get back to the hotel and rest for those who may be tired.
Good luck with that one.
All right, well, perfect. Yeah, so yes, and also this is I'm trying to see where we have here. All right, and I'll finalize a school location for those who have school supplies and want to make financial donations. So this can also change as far as, but this is an ideal day, especially if the shoppers don't hold us up.
What are you trying to say?
But as a matter of fact, my fault. I keep on forgetting that it's Saturday. So usually what we do is just work it out on the Monday. So, so that's one thing I would change. All right, so overnighting again at Kibo Palace, and either we'll have dinner out or dinner at the hotel. So more than likely we'll just work it out with the hotel since we have a large group and just make it all work out. So in this case, most of the dinners are going to be just directly at the hotel, especially for larger groups, and we'll just pre-order everything to where at that time, like 7 o'clock, your food will be coming soon. And then for those who want to eat later or so on, we can always, create flexible options. All right, and the big day, day 4, Sunday, November 23, we're going to Ngoran, to make sure I pronounce right, Ngorongoro National Park. So this is going to be it's going to be a longer ride than the last ride. Last time we was in Arusha National Park, and that was a 1 hour ride. This time we're going to
Mhm,
further out. So people
mhm.
say they want to see the big five and they want to see more, more animals and so on. So
Right.
I
Yes.
worked it out at this park. It's just definitely another level. I wish we can
Mhm.
spend more time there, but it's a 1 day safari. So once we get there, we'll do, we do a few hours, get some lunch and head on back. So you'll be able to see, quote unquote, the big five for those who are into this animal
Yes.
wildlife. And for those who want to
Mhm.
see more of a safari, you can always come a few days early and then yeah, book your safari or I can find someone for you. And then you just enjoy they'll pick you up from Kilimanjaro Airport, take you on your safari, and then take you to the hotel around the same day when we get there. So those are all options, just like staying back on any of the journeys or coming ahead. It's all flexible. You just have to communicate and let me know. But from time to time, we just share these details. Right, and this also is the link to the national park for those who want to check it out. Overnight at Kibo Palace, and the next day, we're gonna do our final day in Arusha. So this is a Tanzanite experience, and also for those who want to shop some more, especially want to do big shopping. This is
Yeah.
Arusha Cultural Center. So it's a few floors of just incredible African arts and culture. So once we get there, after we finish with our Tanzanite experience, for those gold lovers, for those jewelry lovers, and head to Arusha Culture Center, and then that's where you could just break and order lunch. And this, while you're ordering lunch, you could take your time and go around the center. And then
Beautiful.
once you finish lunch, if you need some more time to just go buy something and do certain things, you'll have it all set. And then also we
Mhm,
have the school that we'll go to on this day. So this way we have
mhm.
donate school supplies to children in the community. So more than likely we just and there's no specific flow. The specific flow is usually once I explain everything to the tour guides, they'll see what's the best way to move around. We'll just usually finalize it. But the goal is to do it in the best sequence. But usually once we get to Arusha we'll be in Arusha in the city already. So the Tanzania experience is right there, and also the Forex Bureau where we just make sure
Yes.
that you exchange your money. That way you can
Mhm.
take a whole lot of money and you can buy all these fancy Tanzanite jewelry, which is something on some Tanzanite is I would say similar to diamonds, one way or another. It's this Tanzania version of that rare mineral, and it's
Mhm,
usually like light blue.
mhm.
Yes, Kobe would like to share anything
Um,
about your $6,000 diamond Tanzania
no,
board.
no, Mr. But mine is not saying it right. We had somebody from the last time. I call it the $7,000 sister. She bought a $7,000 ring. It wasn't me, and that was another. Well, we may not see her again, but anyway, that was $7,000. I want to just get off it a little bit.
I mean,
But mine
I
is,
missed out on commission. I didn't even know what was going on, but go
yeah,
ahead.
but you was on the other side, remember? And they take all the credit cards, you all, by the way. They take all the credit cards, but make sure for MasterCard and what is Visa, they said you no longer have to, call in advance and let them know. Make sure you do, because the people that was with us that used the MasterCard and the Visa, it was a hold up and they had to wait. I just flashed out my American Express. I didn't have a problem what I was getting, but they had a hold up and then finally, everything went through. But they were delayed, with those two cards. I had problems initially when I first went to Egypt with both of those cards, but I always have the backup because I've never had a problem with American Express. Mr. Babani, before you go on, I just want you to make sure
All
you
right.
remind the folks that's going that for them they have sign up for Sky Miles if they don't have it for Delta, the freaking flyer.
Yes, I always
That
recommend
makes
that.
because those points, yeah, those points do count. So for them to sign up for that.
Yes, absolutely.
And as of now, how many shillings to a dollar? I know it changes, but I know you could,
That is a great question. That's a great
because
question.
it
Um,
changes all the time. But your dollar, Tanzania is one of the places where your dollar goes a lot. So you can buy a lot, you could clean up with a lot.
yes, it's so many I tend to forget, honestly, and
I
it's
believe it was 2000, if I'm not mistaken, but then that was a while ago. I think it was like 2,000 or 2,500 shillings for a dollar.
yeah,
But again, that was
it should be
2023.
2,300 to a dollar.
Okay.
But
So I was
usually
told,
fluctuate more or less, but it's been
yeah.
consistent the last few years.
Okay. Well, that's good. The prices and stuff is really, really good. You can still bargain and stuff. So it's really good. That's good.
All right, that is excellent. Yes, Aku, we appreciate you sharing that because you do need to, if you're going to make large purchases, make sure you're able to get the reply text on your phone or email or something. And in general, what you can do is just make sure that you put a serious travel note. But even if when you do that, also based on the purchase, you still gonna probably have to call in to verify it.
Right. And they
That's
have
what
an area
happened.
where
Go
yeah,
ahead.
also they have an area where you go at. They're going to show you tell you the history about Tanzania and how it came about and everything, which is really good.
Yeah, so that's part of the Tanzania experience. You enjoy the film, and then you get a tour of the facility. But usually, what they want at least a few people to purchase something, so it don't look like we came in freeload and just came
Yeah,
to hang out. So hopefully, we have some volunteers.
yeah. So everything is not expensive. I just mentioned about that 7,000 as far as that young lady, but you can buy some things that are less than that. You can get something for like $100 or 200, depending on what you have. And they have like bracelets. They have a variety of stuff that they have, so you don't have to go ahead and be crazy enough to get broke or almost broke.
There you go. Well, absolutely, Kubi, you're on it, and this is where we get to the closeout part of the schedule. So Arusha is gonna be busy, especially since you just flew in the country, and then we have to get back up and tour. So do your best to get as much rest on the plane as possible, and just work it out as best as possible. But that's the main thing. We hit the ground running. So if you can survive those first few days, then we'll take you to Zanzibar Island.
Oh yes,
All right, so we'll check out at the we'll check out, let me get back up here. All right, so day 6, that's last day in Arusha. So we have an early morning flight, early wake up call, and then we're gonna head to the airport and take a direct flight. And the flight is a little bit over an hour, and that is on Precision Air,
oh yes,
all the way
yes.
from Arusha directly to Zanzibar Island.
Hmm.
And then once you get to Zanzibar Island, you have another hour and 15-minute ride to
Yeah.
Kenwa. And Kenwa, beautiful beach. And remember this one, Akubi was on Sunset Kenwa, which
Yes.
I've been to a few different places. between Kenwa and Nungwi, and this one just works out better. I love the villas is right there.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk out your room, you're on the sand, and then the beach is right there. The dining hall is there, and all of the sports, water sports activities right there on this
Yeah.
beautiful white sand beach where it's this beautiful clear water. So that's one of the most incredible places that we have seen in Africa as far as this tropical paradise. Remind you like you're somewhere in tropical paradise in along the Caribbean Sea.
Yes, because on the also too when you go to the hotel, it's like street level. So there are some rooms up there, but then we go down the steps. I don't like those steps. Go down the steps and it's the dirt actually on the beach. And then you got the, villas there. And then up and down the beach, there are restaurants down there too. So if you want additional food and stuff, it's restaurants down there and it's a pool right there also. And the
Yeah,
breakfast is a buffet. It's nice. And then, of course, like the dinner, it's nice too. If you want your crab and all that stuff, is right there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then when you be
That
on
was
this
on
boat
point.
ride, but mind they tell you, when you go on the boat ride, that's that's interesting. It's basically gonna be our little group too. So
Seafood,
all of
that's
us.
good.
Yes,
The other ones
it's
you'll see
called a
where they have a
sunset
lot
cruise,
of,
which we'll get to
yeah,
on day 8. But go ahead.
right. That's interesting. You'll see that. And you'll see other boats and stuff that are larger. And you'll see a lot of people that are not of our persuasions, but ours is just for us.
Yes, in this case, definitely has to be for us because we wouldn't have space for anybody else. And so, worst case scenario, we'd just have to get 2 separate boats. Worst case, and it still be a private. So all
Yeah.
those things would be worked out when we were there en route and worked out ahead of time. But yeah, that's gonna be great. But I'll get to the sunset cruise. Let me continue right on here. So we don't have anything else to do for the day. So you can just check in, relax, get you some lunch, or you can just, go enjoy beach activities or just enjoy the day. So that'll be one of the days where not much is on the schedule, and then we just meet in the evening for dinner right there at the resort restaurant.
Mhm.
All right, so the only tour day that we have, day 7, Wednesday, November 26th at Zanzibar Island, main city, which is Stone Town. And
Mm.
town, is going to be about an hour ride. And
Mhm.
I know people like, why not stay in Stone Town? Because when you're in a city, when you're on an island and then you're close to the city, you get the worst beaches.
Mhm.
Study the flow of this, beach. It's just where we're going is further up to where everything is just more just natural and clean and clear. So
Mhm.
and then you're doing a drive, give you a chance to see the countryside. So that's always that phenomenal experience, sightseeing.
Mhm.
All right, so once we get to Stone Town, we have a few incredible historical places to visit. We have the narrow streets. We have the House of Wonders, and some of these places are being worked on. So 2 years later, I'm hoping that some of them are finished and been refurbished. But the House of Wonders is always one of the great historical places, and some of these places that we're going to deals with the East African slave trade. So for those who are
Mhm.
not familiar with the energy of the East African slave trade, there'll be a few presentations. The first presentation is at the actual it's an exhibit at the old slave market, and then you get to go to the Anglican church, and we have a tour guide with us, so he'll explain a lot of things. The only thing I'm always saying is please don't beat up on the tour guides and get them a hard time.
But Marty, you know what happened. Good luck with that one. He don't want to see me again.
The man, the man is doing his job.
Yeah, but I had to interject the truth with it.
Yeah, so yeah, and just like Egypt, whenever you go to places historical and
Mhm.
people have studied it, it's end up being the back and
I
forth.
got him in Egypt, all three of them. They don't want to see me.
Yeah, the ones in Egypt was probably a little worse, but because they end up saying that we know the truth, and I can't have Bomani recording me, and I tell the truth because when he posted on YouTube, it may affect my job. I was like, wow. But he did have us turn the cameras off and then said that let me share with you the truth. No one is recording, right? Whether we believe that or not, it's I'll find somebody else that's not going to tell us that kind of because we while we're
Right.
there and recording and sharing, we want people to know the historical truth. So
Mhm.
If you want to challenge any of the guides, challenge them. Just not be nice and don't beat them down too bad because sometimes some people don't have as much knowledge on these specific historical parts of the country as someone who have been studying it for a long time and came with real questions. And then when they don't get real answers, it goes, back and forth. But yeah, that was good. I'm sure I got that on a recording with you and the tour guide. You just corrected
But Egypt
the
was
tour
all
guide on
three.
certain historical information. I'll repeat that.
Okay, if we talk about Egypt or Tanzania.
Well, both of
'Cause
them. Both
okay,
of them,
you
but
know, hey,
in this case, we're
mm,
talking about Tanzania. But
okay,
yeah, both
well,
of
I
them.
get them too.
Right. So this is a presentation where you make your way around Stone Town, this busy town with a whole lot of moving and shaking going. And then from there, we'll take you to an incredible restaurant, one of our favorite places to have lunch, which is what is it?
Degrees up, what is it,
Six
7
six
degrees?
degree
6 degrees. Okay,
six
that's right.
degrees south.
Yes.
Yes, that's the restaurant, 6 degrees south, and that's where we always go for lunch. And you have this incredible seafood menu. And by the time we
And
get there, we'd have covered most of our tour. And then when we come back, it's just us doing a final walk in this incredible garden area and covering a few more things. And then we'll get you back to where you can get back to the resort, relax, and enjoy the day. All right, and so that is Sunset Kenmore and this enjoy the overnight and dinner. And the next thing we're gonna move to is our final day, which is which is a free day. It's just all beach day. And the only thing that we have covered for you is the sunset cruise in the evening. So that's usually at 4 o'clock. We just all meet up by the hotel restaurant or just right by the pool area, which is all together. And then we'll have a sunset cruise going, get your drinks going, use the restroom, and make sure that you work your bladder good. If you have bladder issues, don't get on the boat unless you want to jump in the water and then just handle your business. But nevertheless, that's probably too much information. But that's what the people on the boat are going to tell you because I've heard them said it quote unquote for a few times. But yeah, so didn't really mean to say it like that. But just want to make sure everyone clear there is no bathrooms on any of the buses or any boats except for the boat that we're going to take you back to, which is a nice ship. Right? We're going to take you back from Stone Town not Stone Town, but from Zanzibar to Dar es Salaam, which we'll get to very shortly.
yes, yes. Mm.
So that's a all-day beach day. So what I recommend is for those who want to get massages, pedicure, manicures, you want to go and just chill and enjoy the day, or just get on a jet ski, or just go out shopping, go out and just walk the beach, just enjoy it. It's one of the most incredible experience, and this is one of the places where I wish everywhere I go on the African continent, I have a day, we have a day like this. We do our best with Coconut Grove in Ghana and Mombasa in Kenya, Cape Town in South Africa, and as far as Egypt, nothing like that. Right? All right, day 9, Friday, November 28th, Zanzibar Island to Dar es Salaam. So we're gonna put you in in business class on the ship. So you're on the top of the ship and you have a nice, beautiful view from the ship. And it's
Hmm.
better to be up there in business class. It's worth the price of the ticket. That way you don't have to be knocked over and bumped over because it gets rough in coach. It's not like the plane. It's just this is a ship, so it's get a little wild because people are moving and transporting back in
Hmm.
Dar es
Oh
Salaam
yeah.
to to Zanzibar. So
Hmm.
people we're there for tourism and enjoying the history and the culture of the country. They're on the same ship for business and they're moving and they gotta and it's just fast paced. So what I would say to
Yeah.
everybody, just back up out the way and let the movers and the shakers move and shake, and
Yeah.
you could be the last ones. It's no big deal. We're
Hmm.
never in a rush. So this day is set to where once we depart on the ferry at 12:30, we'll arrive at 2:15. So it's roughly about an hour and 45 minutes, no more than 2 hour ferry boat ride. And then from there we'll just check you into the hotel and then we'll meet up for dinner later on. So this is going to be at the Portia Hotel, or it's basically the courtyard in Dar es Salaam, and that puts you
There
in
you
a perfect area to navigate and move around. for nightlife, for all of the tours that we're going to be doing, which the next day, basically, we have the two other museum, which is the National Museum,
Beautiful.
also the Village Museum. Two
Beautiful.
incredible museum. One is inside a
Mhm.
serious National Museum building that have different parts, and one is just an outside, and you're walking around like you're walking to their historical traditional village. And both of these
Mhm.
are guided or guided. So we have tour guides there that's explaining all the information as far as the history of Tanzania. And then
Mhm.
we have one other thing on here, which is the art and frame gallery. If that's open now, we'll visit it. And then we'll just, in between from both museums, we'll break for lunch and then get everyone back at the hotel to relax and just enjoy dinner before we close out on the next day. So the last day, what we have is we tell everyone to just check out of the hotel and check your bags in the storage area right at the hotel. It's a sequence that they have worked out. This is where we have always stayed all other four times. And then you just, while your things are stored and you have your receipt, you can just enjoy the rest of the day if you need to go somewhere, or you can just hang out. And then by 4 o'clock, we'll get everyone to dinner, and then we'll make our way to the airport so we can just make our return flight. But this time we'll leave from Dar es Salaam to Amsterdam and back to your city. And day 12 Monday, that's the day we'll get to Amsterdam and return. So some flight schedules may be different, but that's the general flow. So family, that is our schedule for Tanzania. Itinerary, and all itineraries are similar. It's just well details with the links and all the need to know and all the clarity. So I always recommend everyone read the information on the tour link, the overview, itinerary, the visa details, and also the preparation details. So it's a lot of valuable information. So on that note, seeing if anyone have any questions before we close.
Man. One thing on the ferry. Only thing I was gonna say, Mr. Bomani, as
Yes,
far as the ferry where we sitting in at, the seats are very, very comfortable. They're better than most of the
yes,
airline
nice.
seats. And then you have a lot of room and space and everything. The crazy thing is, like he said, move aside because when the people are coming on and when they're getting off, it's chaos. But other than that, it's wonderful. And what else? Well, I think it was one more thing I was gonna say. I forget. See, it was with the ferry. And then it was something else. I forget. Oh, we and of all of us that like to shop and whatever. When he was talking about that last day and stuff, we it was a few of us were able to go. The van took us, and we did some additional shopping or last minute shopping. So that's optional if somebody want to do that instead of just hanging in the lobby waiting. We did that too.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's one of our best schedule. And I'm looking to make our Kenya schedule as dynamic, which is similar, but there's nothing like Zanzibar.
Yeah. Oh
If
yes.
Kenya had Zanzibar Island up there, that would be the perfect getaway. But the good thing
Yeah.
about what Kenya have in Mombasa is they have incredible nature reserves. So you actually, so you have the Jeep safari in Nairobi, but then when you get to Mombasa, you have the walking safari. So you'll see pictures of us walking up on giraffes. I know that may be scary for some people, but when I tell
Mhm.
everyone that everything is safe as long as you just follow what we share with you.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because animals are usually more scared of you unless the dangerous ones that may be dangerous, they're locked into where they're not going to jump the fence and get you,
Mhm.
but you'll be able to walk up and see them open. So yeah, so East Africa is where we're doing more for our energy and moves, and just looking to share more paradise of Africa with everyone. So family, on that note, let me close if no one else have any more questions. So once again, family, this is our Africa Tour conference calls for our 2025 and 2026 schedule. All details on our website. So definitely recommend everyone take their time, go to the website, look at the information, be prepared, and you can always reach out to me throughout the week and communicate with me via text and phone call, or post information in the WhatsApp group page. And then we'll get you ready for the journey. Yes. Yes, Charlie, you want to say anything before we go? And yeah, I'm just looking to see if you needed to say anything before we go. All right, they look busy over there. All right, so
Hey,
family
Mr. Brown.
here. Yes, Yes, wonder if you want to say anything before we go. Everything, well, he looks like he's busy.
Quiet.
But I'm gonna end the conference call, family. Appreciate everybody joining us, and look forward to this connecting with everyone on our incredible Ghana journey for a lifetime coming up in a few days, and then look forward to connect with everyone else for the Tanzania journey coming up in November. And then for anyone that's interested in 2026, or if anyone that have traveled with us want to share information about 2026, looking forward to getting more people interested in that those wonderful schedules with different countries. And one of the main countries is definitely Kenya. That's one of the greater, better experience in Africa, and along with all the other countries that we have on the list, which is the best countries in each region my African experience. So Kenya and Tanzania stand out in East Africa. So yes, family, the journey continues. You take care, and I'll reconnect with everyone on the
Okay.
WhatsApp page. So everyone, good night.
Good night. I'll call you a little later. Bye, Mr. Brown.
Absolutely, take
Yeah,
care.
good night. Good night.
All right,
Bye.
take care.
Good night. Yeah, man.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Okay.
Yeah, almost there, man.
Here you go.
Pram.
This is a coffee.
Pram, the good food. Where the good food at?
Yes, already.
The best food in Ghana is at
Yeah,
Pram
well,
Pram.
Hey, that's right.
Yeah, the best food in Ghana is at Pram Pram.
From
Okay.
God Enjoy the Food. But this is your t-shirt right here. Special
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it.
So
I like
that's
That
it.
what we
Yeah.
do
purple
right
shirt for
here.
where?
Bomani
Where's that shirt for?
Technology.
Huh?
That's Kingston College color.
Color. That's
Oh,
my
okay.
color. Purple and
Purple
white.
and white.
And then
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
and then
royalty, purple. Okay,
and then you
Mr.
see
Brown.
this is the Jamaica color in the back.
Okay. I like that Kenya shirt.
Yeah, the Kenya shirt. I got them in every color. I got them in red, black, white. This is the green one.
Yeah, I've worn the red one. The red Kenya shirt. Yeah, I've worn a red Kenya shirt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like the green. Okay.
Yeah.
That
My
is
wife brought it for me. Yeah.
Mr. Brown, tell Miss Joy I said hello.
Okay, I will tell her when I go upstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll wait for her to come. Is that her in the background? I think I see her. She's
that's
hiding.
No, that's my daughter. My daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, tell her
Yeah.
I'm looking for her. She need to come on the trip again
Well,
so we can shop.
yeah, when she's going, I'm not going. So when I'm going, she don't go.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I know how that is too.
You're funny, Akubi.
I
There you
know
go
how
again.
that is. Sometimes we got to leave them home. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's
when I'm going to my son so we can hang out, man, and enjoy ourselves.
You think I don't
You
see you?
know,
Okay. Good luck
yeah.
with that
So
one.
that's how we do it, man.
Ooh,
Akubi don't
Cause
start that.
she's gonna give me a problem if I'm coming.
I don't want
I
to
don't
see
want to go here. Oh,
nothing.
you gotta go here. So you know.
Sometimes it's best to travel solo. I know that.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah.
Oh man. Yes, that is the journey of a lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna call you Bomani in a few minutes.
All right, you
Bye.
take care. All right,
Bye
good
bye.
night,
Have a great
family.
weekend.
Appreciate
Okay.
all right,
everyone joining.
I come here. Yeah, so
Okay.
you get the waiting in them, right?
Got
Go to
what?
sleep, Mr. Brown. We closing out.
I got
All
two t-shirts.
Yeah, okay, all right.
2XL. You know I like
Yeah,
2XL.
yeah, I got you for 2XL, and then I got you the Liberia shirt. But yeah,
2XL.
yeah, two mediums for you and your college brethren. So,
Medium.
Kubi, if you ever want to order anything special, you can let me know, and I'll give you the price for any special orders.
Special 3XL. We got to see what colors you
3XL is too
have.
big for you. That's
Don't
I don't know
worry
what's up with you on these big shirts. I'm gonna start getting you.
No, she want a big shirt that look like ladies like this big shirt that they
Thank
can
you. Tell
put
him,
on
Mr.
the
Brown.
big
Mr. Brown, you
yeah.
understand.
So they can put a big shirt and they reach them knee and they can sleep in it. They can wear it any way they want to do with it. Yeah, do anything
Mr.
they want to
Brown,
do.
you
Yeah.
understand. See, Bomani don't know what's going on. Yeah.
But you're the only one that
You
does that
understand.
request, but that's fine. But Akubi, if you ever want to order any color, if you want to order your HBCU colors or anything, everything is designed here at Bomani Technology.
But you didn't say that all before. You're saying it now.
Hey, you just gotta ask the right questions.
You know what? No, you have to have the right person to ask the right questions. Thank you very much. He wants to argue about Mr. Brown. I'm on medication.
Okay.
What's his excuse? I'm
Absolutely.
on medication. What's your
Oh,
excuse? What's your excuse? I'm on medication.
that's what's
I'm
up.
not going.
Appreciate you
Huh?
telling me that. So when people ask me anything about you, I was like, well, she's on medication.
No,
medication,
if they were any adult, they ask me because I got to answer for all of them. You know, because I'm not scurvy. Thank you.
All right.
Bye, Mr. Brown.
Absolutely. All right, dog. Good night.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
call you in a few minutes.
All
I'll
right.
call you by 9:30, Bomani.
Yeah, I'll call you. I'll call you also. I'll call both of you.
Okay. All right. Because I got another
one question,
suggestion.
yeah.